and he put his hand up, pulled all the bolt, lay down to die. Half an hour later, still not dead. What's going on? Took off the helmet, and the bullet had gone inside, between his skull and the helmet, torn a track through his skull, all the way down, and then smashed his collarbone, right? So he's got a smashed collarbone and blood coming all out from this massive scalp wound. Anyway, so went back to machine gunning. At a certain point with our biggest machine guns, you have to replace the barrels.
Yeah, water cooled.
So they get ruined. There's about 100,000 shots. There's a certain number you have to replace the barrels. So it's a little bit hampered, right? So he drops the muzzle of the machine gun down the front of the gun emplacement, clambers down the front with his wings to get the muzzle back because he's terribly embarrassed because he's the commanding officer, right? Everyone's looking at him.
This would be on YouTube if we had it.
So he gets down to the bottom of this massive shell hole and he discovers all of these starving Germans hiding down there, sheltering down there. And my grandfather spoke German because his parents were from Sweden via Hamburg. They were in Hamburg for a couple of years, so they learned a bit of German. Anyway, so he said to them, if you come with me, I'll get you fed. So he pulled out his 6-gun and he marched 38 German prisoners with a 6-shooter. He's 1.5 kilometres down the road, so he marches to the headquarters with all of these prisoners. And the first thing that happens is the commanding, whoever it was, a captain or a colonel, says, Philander, what the hell are you doing with that weapon? That's a captain's weapon. You're a lieutenant. And a general who happened to be there at the time said, I just made him acting captain. And then I had occasion to meet some senior people in the government back in our place, and they said, Philander, that's an interesting name. Do you know Cappy Philander? He was his nickname for the rest of his life, Cappy Philander, and he was the master of grammar schools in Brisbane, so he taught a whole lot of people. So many people would say Cappy Philander. Anyway, sorry about that.
That's great. Do you want to jump in Mark 4?
Thank you. Sent back to his sister, who was very close to quite from Gallipoli. Gallipoli was sort of high-spirited. They never really descended.
Das ist mein Underwear! Schnell zum Bunker! Achtung, du rauskommst!
Very jealous. Very jealous.
That was his group. He wasn't there. He was...
That's not me.
My grand...
70, courtesy of Spielberg, but we are very jealous about this.
The kids just used to play on outside the museum.
A lot of the stuff. Well, that's the same with that. So that is the only Mark 1 left in the world. The stories we have from that, people are having their first experience, shall we say, when that used to be parked up Hatfield in the 70s.
So that will go down into the trench so that they can then proceed to drive over it.
Or essentially, so what we have is...
Am I allowed to video?
Please do.
I'm
You're welcome in as well. If you want to come in as well, there's plenty of space.
Great.
Because you fit about 8 people in here.
Wow.
So it'd be a crew of 8 plus 2 pigeons, so a crew of 10 altogether. And where I'm sat would be your commander seat.
The pigeons are with their heads up.
Well, the pigeon. Well, we've got. Where is it? There's one asleep in here.
Yeah.
Just there.
That's your communication method.
That is your communication method. So you'd have where I'd be sat would be the commander seat, and he also you would have the driver here. The commander somewhat acts as a co-driver.
Right.
So this vehicle's so complicated because obviously cars were only just about a thing back then, and this vehicle's so complicated it requires 3.5 men to drive it. So driver has control of forwards and backwards. That's it.
Right.
This handle, basically when you shift it's going to be a horrendous sound, but like that, you shift over to that gearbox at the back.
Right,
There'll be a guy sat one side, a guy sat the other. They have control of first and second gear per track. So the guy on the left controls the left track, the guy on the right controls the right track.
Wow.
So if you want to turn left and right, you have to have 2 people turning the tank left and right, whilst the driver controls forwards and backwards, and the commander controls the gear shift.
Wow.
Then either side you'd have your gunners,
Yeah.
depending on which gendered vehicle you'd be in. So this is a male tank, it's got a 6-pounder gun, so you'd have the gunners, and then behind them you'd have the loaders, who also operate side machine guns. Female tanks were fitted with 4, they'd be big as machine guns.
Got it.
These would be your Lewis guns, would go in these ones, so they could be dismounted.
Yep.
Reason for the designations, to production.
Right.
The males were how they were originally designed,
Right.
6-pounder guns to destroy defences. Didn't have enough of those guns to go round, and they weren't making enough of the tanks fast enough.
Got it.
So they opened up a second factory, and
Right.
they supplied them with the Vickers guns,
Right,
leaving
right.
you with 2 vehicles,
Yeah.
same basis, different physiology.
Yeah.
Work them as a couple, so these can destroy the bunkers, machine guns can suppress the infantry. Couple, back then existing female.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's where the term men can't multitask First World War tanks because the accuracy of these guns, 6-pounder guns in the males weren't very accurate.
Right.
If you wanted to fire accurately, you'd have to stop the tank, aim the gun, fire. Whereas female tanks, machine guns,
Spray.
spray and pray.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
male tanks couldn't fire on the move, hence the males couldn't multitask, hence men can't multitask. That's where it comes from. Also, we're not very good at multitasking, but that's where it comes from. So yeah, you have your gunner, loaders, gearsman at the back, driver, commander at the front, and pigeons in 2 coops. And they'd be launched out with basically any, these pistol ports all over the vehicle.
I'm sure Grandpa would have been very interested in the use of the Vickers machine guns in that way.
Oh yes, yes.
Is that a Vickers machine gun?
So this one's your 6-pounder rifle gun.
Right.
So you're firing these things. Rounds. They're also here. So this is that's just the empty shell casing.
Wow.
So you ought to imagine plus the propellant plus the round.
Yep.
You're looking at 6 pounds of weight.
Got it.
After the round. So every
So
time
the whole thing's 6 pounds, or the
projectile is 6 pounds. So
Right,
you're looking
okay.
at what, 10 pounds worth of round after round. Every time that fires, this thing ejects back hot brass back into
the cabin? Someone
What you
catches
do
it.
is you wait for this to cool down, and that's your toilet. There's no onboard toilets, so that is your toilet. Again, why the female tanks were better, because they're machine guns, you have ammo tins.
Yeah.
Go in the ammo tins.
Much more comfortable.
Yes, whereas this, no lid on that thing. So, horrendous the smell. This fully exposed engine could heat the vehicle up to about 50 degrees Celsius on the inside. And they took these out to the desert. You can imagine how hot the inside of these
You'd
vehicles
be baking, you'd be getting cooked.
Yeah, the issue is you wear overalls, you wouldn't wear your uniform, they got rid of that quite quickly. You wear your overalls, your overalls.
Right.
Couldn't take them off because if you tripped and fell, these things would go up. Yeah, they weren't great. You're looking at from the engine, the fumes getting into your lungs from the guns and the engine itself. Scabs of metal constantly flying into the tank. They were bulletproof, but still had the effect.
Shrapnel all the time.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Plus you're crammed in there with 7 other guys, 2 pigeons. Are in a vaguely bulletproof box, so that was the benefit of it.
That's wonderful.
But yeah, this is essentially inside of your Mark IV, so not too dissimilar to the Mark I's. The layout's fairly similar. The only difference is they have the wheels at the back to help with counterbalance, and they can also assist with steering as well.
Is that how you normally get in and out of a tank?
You wouldn't have a stairs, you'd have to climb out.
But
This is that door. Yeah,
Right.
Scott, if you just lift this up and round, and then just don't worry about the stairs, just do it up afterwards. I'll take it down to the Tamiya.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you very much.
So what's your name? Sam.
Sam, thank you very much.
So yeah, so that's Mark I, first tank to go into combat, which was select, September 1916. So that's literally but also they potentially might see the introduction of them very nice. And then afterwards, the Mark IV's entered service.
Pretty sure I got one of Aussie in.
Musical box, and it basically went into action for the whole day. It was really whip it because it just would not stop firing.
Oh, really? Do you know when that was?
1918, August 1918. It inflicted over 100 casualties.
Oh, right. Well, that's about the time of the Battle of Amiens.
Yes, so it was. Where did he serve? I want to say it wasn't too. I don't think it was Amiens, but it was far from it. I don't think. This is your first field hospital. This one is Star, so it could carry infantry as well as so you could fit about 10 men plus crew. You've seen Indiana Jones, that movie. It's basically so the one from last is this exact vehicle. They came here in the 80s to make the vehicle, and they based it off of this. As a thank you, they gave us some of the bit where Hitler was diary. They gave us some of the props from that film as a thank you. Yeah, so yeah, that is our exact vehicle. It's the international. So the idea is designed by the crew from 1919. Probably the painted Ram kangaroos as well. So yeah, that is Ram kangaroo. The bit with the curved roof, that's the new part of it. Below that is the rehabilitation centre. Still actively used for rehabilitation. Next to it as well it's had a bit of a facelift. They've a lot of it, but that is.
Okay, they've changed the roof at the base of
using at least the same
structure or the foundation.
yeah, same sort of foundation. Some of the structure is the originals, but a lot of this would have been redone for the Second World War, and then.
So this is still used for like convalescence or rehabilitation? The Marines.
Marines, and the rest of this is barracks. So this is Stanley Barracks.
Right, okay.
Right in the museum, but yeah, that is.
Named after Stanley in the Falklands.
Yes, yeah, Stanley, and then there's other wells. So you'll have Ellis Row named after Hugh Ellis in the Tank Corps, and
Wow, okay.
Montgomery, and is still used rehabilitation centre. So that's
Wonderful, Sam. Thank you very much.
Just there, and then over there there's the camp. There's the camp itself. So
This is where it would have been.
yeah, as Steve was, when you drive up the road, you keep going, you go past Babcock, which is where they do all the testing for vehicles.
Okay.
And on your
Okay, so this is a public road.
Yeah. So go out the museum, you'll exit that way. You turn right and just drive up there. You go. Basically, that is Bovington camp. So that's where, obviously, brand new build now. But
So this is the back of the
yes, it came in that end, and then it's a one-way system. So you'll leave this end. So you
okay,
turn right, and as you keep going, you'll see the camp, see the training area. A bit further down is a platform from the First World War where they taught the tanks to load up onto railway. And then the train line used to be here and then run to a wall. Yeah, they literally it's all got the original damage where it's been dinged by many tanks. And they would mount them up, take them down to a wall station, change tracks, take them all the way down to probably Poole, send them over to on a specially designed train transport, and then right up to the front line.
He was in that Sherwood twice because he got wounded twice. The worst of it was the first time at the
Probably then would from here take them from the wall down to Poole, and then from Poole over to Cherbourg. So it literally would have been.
It shows in his record that he went to Cherbourg and then rejoined, but he didn't actually go back into the field with them. He was made there the brigade lieutenant. And this was a kind of a, they started introducing, it was almost like a network of general staff could use. The general in particular could rely upon, so he didn't have to worry about too much delay in chain of command. That makes sense.
Yes, indeed.
So he was intelligence and communications, but there was one in every brigade. That's one in every brigade. Not long, about 3 or 4 months before the Battle of Amiens. And another thing they did was they used one of the chateaus just out behind the line for a training school. And one of the key instructors there was a man called Scurry. And I don't know if you know the story of the Scurry rifle. This was one of the techniques they used for getting out of the litter.
The drip rifle.
So Scurry was one of the instructors at this school, and I've actually been able to find the syllabus for the two weeks he went to there, and they were basically working out what their protocols and plans were for the invasion. It was very interesting, and it was supposed to be a school, but they were basically, all of these lieutenants were coming in and working with Scurry and a number of other members of junior staff to work out how they were going to do it, how they were going to change the doctrine.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
It's very interesting.
It's amazing.
He got, at the end of the war,
Potentially, if it was, we may hold something over there at the archive, so it's worth.
well, you've been wonderful. I really appreciate it. Get the muzzle that he dropped out the front.
Oh, really?
No, it's what definitely love that, because even then for our archive, if it ties in with Stanley, it fits the story, so that'd be brilliant.
It'd be a great story.
Can we do that then? We'll get you.
Yes, of course, no worries.
So how can we do